how things have been like where you've been and where you've crossed to. It's going to be, of course, a cocktail of thoughts, debates, and all that. But you've been in Parliament. You understand how a race like this and what it means to people like Honorable Wanyoto. How should it be shaped? Or for you, now that you're in the NRM, is it a done deal?
Number one, I have been listening to people giving argument about Parliament. And the way they bring it out here. I mean, the overall discussion is that Parliament is doing very badly. It needs fixing, it needs what? I don't understand that narrative completely. Because I joined in 2016 when Odongata was there. We were under Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga. After that, we served a bit under Jacob Olanya. And then again, I'm under Right Honorable Anita Among, not Among in. That's the difference. My brother Odonga always says Among in, but Among. You see, there is no institution in the world, not only in Uganda, but has no problem. Like your family, like your home, like any organization, there will always be a problem. And if there were no problems, we'll be useless. Leaders are there to solve problems. But the way people put it, as if the Parliament of Uganda is now useless, it needs fixing, it needs somebody from heaven, it needs somebody. That's totally wrong.
Doesn't it?
That is wrong. You are a journalist. You've been around. Even during Right Honorable Kadaga, even during Right Honorable Jacob Olanya, and any other speaker that has served in this country, Uganda, there are always issues in Parliament. Like any other organization, it can be the executive arms of the government,
the 11th Parliament,
the judiciary, or
out.
any other place.
The 11th Parliament has stood out amongst all the other parliaments in terms of allegations on abuse of office, misappropriation of funds, corruption, and all that.
I like the word
all
allegations. I like the word you're saying.
Because no one has been.
Do you know during COVID-19?
No one has been convicted.
Do you remember during COVID-19 when the Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga decided to give some money so that the members of Parliament who are doing badly because of the situation in our constituencies, and members wanted to, the community wants something from the members of Parliament. And when we were given some money, you remember how the president came out? The Parliament is very useless. You are very corrupt. We had to refund money. All this happened. And therefore, number one, the Parliament of Uganda is actually delivering to the country. Let's agree on that. Let nobody deceive you that Parliament is now very useless, and then the citizens of Uganda are crying, and as if there is nothing happening in Parliament of Uganda. That is totally wrong. Secondly, it is good that members are expressing interest to come as leaders. And that's very important. You should not actually blame those who are coming to be leaders in Parliament of Uganda. And competition is healthy. I like it. That's good. And by the way, the fact that there are people coming as candidates, it gives opportunity for more discussion. And as a leader, you learn more. If there are things to work on, you learn and work on it. Good. I like competition. That's why we have a campaign and we have come out from that. Then, NRM as a party, where my good colleague, Honorable Wanyoto, served. And by the way, when I was still in opposition, every time I meet her, she will talk about, when are you coming to us? She was talking about it. So that means she's good at that mobilization. She's been doing it before. She knows very well there is consensus building in NRM. And it has happened several times. And a case in point is always when there is election, they sit and say for presidential, there is no what? Election. We have a candidate who is still performing well. And they will also tell you, in the first deputy, in the name of Moses Tigongo, we don't have competition, he's still performing well. In a similar manner, in that harmonizing, environment of NRM, which has saved them. If you look at FDC, what brought all these problems, up to now, why some of us are not in FDC, is elections. If you look at DP, elections. When Mao has problem with other people here and there, elections. Look at UPC. Honorable Jim McKenna had problems, elections. So they have gotten a trick.
Okay, so what you
where there is confusion, where there is something brings problem, they ring fence. And for them, they have said, we have set a precedence. And the precedence is, once somebody is serving as a speaker, serves for 2 terms and leaves the office. And for that matter, we have decided that we are forwarding these names for approval in the NRM caucus. I had the opportunity, when I crossed to NRM, I had the opportunity to be in NRM caucus. And I have attended many of them. They call us special guests. You know, when we're in opposition, we used to say there is no discussion in what? In caucus. But there is. And people disagree, by the way. If you remember, there was already a resolution made, which was presented by the chairman, that there is going to be creation of a district. In what? In Tororo.
Tororo, yes.
People refused. The members said no.
It should be paid.
I also had the opportunity to speak. I said, even in Acholi sub-region, this list you are bringing here, there is no any other district that they are going to be created. Kitgum is too big. Agago is too big. My district, Amuru, has issues. We want a part to be independent so that we stop this fight between Ajumani and Amuru. It creates its own districts. And because of all the argument, the chairman of the party said, well, I agree with you. We are holding creation of the district. The discussion will only take place in 2027. If you remember, there was issue of Peneti, the COVID. When it was brought to the caucus, there was a shouting competition. At one point, the president also started to say, okay, if you are making noise, let us make noise now. And he also stood up and started making noise because people were not understanding him. I therefore think
how do you know
that
my colleague has not been in the caucus?
I have been in the caucus. I told you, since I joined, I was always invited as a special guest.
He's giving very useful information. For example, he's just telling the world now that the president was making noise in the caucus. You know, those who go to the caucus, they don't divulge so much. I think there should be rules of procedure. So, my friend, you need to be very careful.
No, please. Odongato, you are a lawyer.
He's new to the caucus.
I'm giving you facts. Okay. For you want to bring it in another way to diminish.
For the facts.
To diminish what I'm bringing forward. I say, no, it's known. It has been in actually, he knows. As a journalist, he knows it happened. They broadcast, it was broadcast.
I know about the Pineti issue.
Yes, he knows. So this is not a news, please.
So what are you trying to say?
So what I'm saying is,
consensus building in the NRM.
What I'm saying is, I appreciate the consensus building, which happened in SEC. They sat and they agreed that this is what we are forwarding to the caucus. But I also appreciate the last statement in that letter, that any other issue that will arise, we will resolve.
On merit.
On merit. And therefore that puts my colleagues who are in NRM, by the way, because my elder brother Nobert Mao will tell you I'm also in what? In the race. And actually he's not in a race as as DP is relying on. We are in cooperation. We also have our MOU. But the MOU, nobody will tell you that it has a clause that gives him the authority to also compete in NRM caucus. But there is leeway for those who are in NRM to bring their issues on the day when the resolution of the SEC is going to be brought to the caucus. But the fact of the matter, which my brother Udongato alluded to, there is no hope for success. The competition is like you are going with 50 kilograms to compete with one of our Akol, which is 134 kilograms. It becomes difficult.
What makes it?
And he puts it. And he puts it very clear that
what makes it
that financial marshal, and apart from financial marshal, I must tell you the way this Right Honorable Anita Among has traversed the country in the last election, and also campaigning for the voters. And that's why these voters, even they are not waiting for the day, they have declared their intention that we are voting this particular person. And the number of those that were supported in terms of campaign during the last election. She moved from one constituency to another. The whole country, remember, she was unopposed. So she did not have campaign. The husband was unopposed. She did not have any pressure at home. She had the opportunity to campaign all over the country, and she would go before the president and make sure that the flag bearer prevail to the people, much as the president will do the last bit of it. It is actually something that she went ahead of the rest. Because we were also vulnerable, for her and myself. We were all waiting for them to come and campaign for us. And she started in a position, in the NRM ranking. And that really helped a lot, most of us. And that's why, if you hear some of us say that we are voting her, and then people start saying you have given money. I have never been given money to declare my interest. Unlike any other member of parliament, I have been telling my friends who are campaigning, especially if you want to be a candidate, respect voters. Some people are trying to say, these people who are recording videos, they are being bribed. Please, members of parliament, they have gotten the opportunity to be elected. At this point, let us respect them. They are voters who should be respected. And therefore, if they have expressed their interest and where their heart is, don't begin to say they are being bribed.